Hey, hi, I'm Nilza,
And I'm Emma.
and this is
Unnies, BL.
UnniesBLTalk, a BL podcast. So, through this podcast, we'll be taking you through our favorite and our least favorite BL shows. We're walking you through our thoughts and experiences with them. BLs from Thailand, Korea, Hong Kong, China, all around the globe, basically. So, it's been a while since our first episode.
Definitely a while, yes.
Yes, we've had Christmas, we've had the New Year. I've gone home to Portugal for about a month, and now I'm back in London. What about you, Emma? What have you been up to?
Unfortunately, I've been sick for a couple of weeks. So I had COVID, the newest variant. So because of that, haven't been able to do much work or do much recording for this podcast. But I'm now fully on the mend and I'm feeling much better. So if anyone's worried, please don't worry. I'm all okay.
Oh, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
so happy you're feeling better.
Thank you. So now it's a new year. We're now in 2022, so we're gonna start on finally on our second podcast.
Exactly. And for today's episode, we initially were going to go through our favorite BL couples, our least favorite, just share our thoughts on BL couples in general. But then I started making my list. Emma started making her list. And just on Thai couples, we had so many to talk about.
We couldn't even cancel any of them out. So it was
So we're like, let's divide it by region. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about BL couples, or my English, BL couples from Thai dramas, basically. Yes. Do you want to start, Emma, with your? Should we start with the favorite ones?
yes, we'll start with favorite ones.
Okay.
Make it. I feel like that's gonna be a long conversation just talking about the favorite ones.
Oh, actually, before we take it away, I guess it shows how long it's been since we done the first episode because I forgot to say, for anyone who's new, you can keep up with us and our podcast on all social media. So we have a Twitter account, a TikTok account, a Gram, and a YouTube account as well. We'll be uploading episodes every Thursday now, I guess. So every Thursday on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and so on. So yeah, do tune in. Let's get it on now.
Yes, let's get started. So, in terms of favorite ones, I have nine that I like. In terms of Thai BL, so the first one is from Lovesick, and that's Fun and No. And those two characters, I actually like these. They were sort of, it was a love hate relationship, or at least they were. It wasn't too bad. There was this chemistry between them that made it very innocent. You got the sense of it being very high school love. It felt very pure and raw in that. It makes you think that's the kind of relationship that I want if I was in high school.
Okay, so that's your favorite couple. I did.
Not my top favorite one though, but
Yeah,
like yeah, one
it's
of
just
them.
okay. Actually, I didn't numbered my favorite ones either because again, I just
Yeah,
couldn't do
it
it.
was not a way of like numbering them. It was just more of an order of which one I like rather than it being
Yes.
my first favorite. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
So in terms of my favorite couples, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 10, 11, 12 couples.
Wow.
And this was me trying to cut it down. I don't know if this depended on if my life was dependent on me trying to find a favorite couple. Oh my god, I'll probably be dead right now. Okay, the first the first ones on my list is a couple that I've came to adore and I've rewatched their BL dramas for like at least 10 times. The couple is so Kongpop and Artit from Sotus and Sotus the series, Sotus the series 1 and Sotus S the series season 2, which have been brought to life by Singto Prashaya and Christ Perawat. And I mean, they're my OG favorite couples basically. For a very long time, for like 3 to 4 years, they were my favorite couple. So like solid number one. So that's why they were the first on my list. They're currently not my favorite one, but they're still very high on my list. And BL is not BL without Kompop and Artit. So yeah, I guess I don't have much to say about them. Their relationship started off a bit shaky, obviously, as if you that have watched the show
Mm.
know that. But the way Kompop was very like dedicated and persevered in his plan to get Artit, I guess, if we want to say use that term. But yeah, they're cute. There's an age difference, which is not bad, and I just love that how they both complement each other. So how Kompop is very like straightforward, very assertive, very organized, and very everything. He doesn't take risks that he has not like. He doesn't go on plans that he doesn't know he can succeed on, kinda. While Artit is more like he likes to portray as being like the scary one, the one in charge because he was put in charge of the Sotus team. but he's very much in like a very laid back person, kind of a bit lazy. He's not very organized. So they complement each other very well, and they're very cute. And even though we only had like three dramas with it, so the Sotus S, and then there was that follow up like with the short episode, Our Sky or something. Yeah, even though we only had those instances with them, they always hold like a special place in my heart. You want to go for your next one?
Wonderful. Okay. My second one is, and I feel like this is an audience favorite too when it comes to BLs, just because they set such a high bar before Bad Buddies. But these two feel like they set a really high margin in the BL world, which is Dean and Pam
Oh,
in Until We Meet Again. And I feel like I've seen this quite a few times as well. This Lacan,
mm,
and I've got to say, this couple, it does like pull at the heartstrings, and it touches you, and it makes you want to watch them again because they the chemistry between them, it works so well in that they complement each other, and yet you just think, my god, how they're like soulmates. That's what they are. They're soulmates in every lifetime you can think of. They're soulmates, and it makes you want to have that kind of that same love as well. They are so perfect, and you can't fault them for being a healthy couple in any way. I think it goes without saying, if anyone has watched Until We Meet Again, I don't think you need too many words when you see this couple because they're just perfect. And Dean,
yes, I agree with you. I do love Pidin. um,
I feel
they
like that's been a meme all over the internet just for that.
exactly. They
Um,
are actually on my list also, and for the same reasons you just said. It's such a healthy relationship because we know, especially with Thai BLs, it's not
it's toxic, most of them.
exactly. Most couples are in very toxic relationship, and they try to romanticize things that shouldn't be romanticized about in general. But with Until We Meet Again, actually, Dean and Pam were the ones that took Compop and Artit for my top list actually
They
because
broke the stereotype in that
yeah, a
you,
lot.
you don't have to argue with each other because one's argumentative or one's jealous, or when they don't speak through their problems and they don't face them head on. The things like
Exactly.
that, the things that you know you want in a relationship, they're exactly what you want.
Exactly. They talk about the issues. They don't let things bottle up. They don't just listen to other people's opinions of things and then just go on take actions without consulting the other. So yeah,
Exactly.
they're literally like, and they're very realistic as well, I think.
Yes, I agree. They are very religious. Yes.
Okay, so I guess since I already said that Palm's also on my Dean Palm is also on my list. My next one is actually Singto again, but this time around with Om Pawat. So the couple is Med and Tun from He's Coming to Me. So another TMM TV show where Med Singto's character he's a ghost, someone who died without knowing how they died, and then Tun Om's character is a university student. I mean, they meet each other when Tun was still a kid, but then he grows up into being a student, a university student, and then he goes to visit him, and then brings the ghost spirit onto university with him, and then they start their university life per se. This couple again, it's obviously it's unusual, and there's nothing realistic about it because this wouldn't happen in in real life, but their relationship is realistic. I like their relationship. Actually, if you think about it, it's weird because Med technically is at least 70 years older than the Tun, but obviously when you die, you stay in the body that you died in. So let's ignore
And obviously, feel free to disagree on that part
that.
about the death issue because I know some people may
Yeah,
have a different perspective, and
yeah.
that's fine. That's fine.
That's fine. But their relationship is very healthy and normal as well. They have a few misunderstandings, but they communicate things well as well. Obviously, they are both not as mature as Dean and Pam come to be, for instance, because they obviously one is a teenager and the other one died as a teenager as well. And they haven't like lived or experienced enough not to be immature in certain senses, but they know how to approach, like in Toon's case, his mom and other people, and they learn things and communicate very well. So, and they're just a cute couple. I just love them. And they're just cute. And for me, it was the second BL drama I saw with as a main character because obviously he was in Make It Right, the series, both one and two. And I saw him then where he was like a child, basically. I think he was in his was he mid teens during that time? But in this, He's Coming to Me, he was much older and his acting had like matured a bit as well. So I was impressed. I didn't know because I didn't watch it when it first came out, but because because it came out, I think it was a year after Sotus and Sotus S were done. So people were still very much in touch with Compop and Artit and didn't want Singto to be paired with anyone else. And I think from the comments I saw in various YouTube videos that a lot of people like weren't supporting this show because Singto was paired with someone else, which I find ridiculous. But yeah, I'm glad it's finally getting the recognition it deserves now. I think it was last year, after the whole YouTube sabotage where GMMTV's account had been hacked. Yeah, exactly. So after that, they've reposted it and highlighted it a bit. So I was quite happy to see it getting like the recognition it deserves because it's a really good drama. Up until this year, it was like, I guess, end of last year. For me, it was one of the best GMMTV dramas aside from Sotas in terms of like execution, production, storyline, everything. It was very well done.
So thank you for that. That was a nice, long, lengthy
I know.
explanation. But look, I love that. I love that. That was good. That was good. So for me, my next couple is, again, this is not numbered. This is just going in an order that I've written them in. And for me is actually another couple. They're actually a side couple from Until We Meet Again, Win and Tim. Now I know they have such a massive, massive fan base, and rightly so as well. This is another couple that I'm not going to say they're unhealthy, but they're not healthy either. There is some aspects of like being secretive at times and the kind of giving the cold shoulder at certain moments. There are times like that, but I think as a general couple, they are really cute, and you can't help but kind of go, "Yes, win team! Yes, win team!" And you
Yes.
just want to cheer them on, and you have that feeling. I think they're a very cute, sweet couple, and they're written so well into the actual whole drama itself, and being friends with obviously with Dean and Pam and the rest of the cast as well.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
yeah, they're a very lovely dubby couple, and they're a side show that they done. What was it called?
Or the short ones happening now. Oh yeah, so if listeners, if you don't know, Studio Wabi Sabi have been uploading a few short. They're very random, and it's just like to keep us to take the anxiousness of us as viewers and fans. I think
Definitely.
that's the other reason while we wait for Between Us the series, because obviously everything was pushed back thanks to COVID. Thank you, COVID. COVID ruined BL for us as we wait, because I think now is until April that it's going to be released. So until then, they've been just feeding us these little funny videos with two of them. It's really cute. You guys should go and watch it.
It's a very short. They're very. It's a very short clip, and
Mm,
it's very fluffy,
yes,
unserious, and it's just no complications or anything. So it's very just about them generally, and
exactly.
it kind of ships. It makes you want to ship them even more than what they already shown us already. It's
Indeed.
like, yes, have that passion. Come on, bring out the drama for them. So yeah, for me, that's another couple on my list, very high on my list that I really ended up adoring. And of course, they're both good looking, so you can't say no to either of them, really.
That's so true. Okay, for me, next, I have, because I think I have more than you on the list. So I'm going to group two couples together that I have like similar feelings for. So one is, let's see. So Jean and Napsib, or
And
Sib from Lovely Writer, and the other one is Sun and Mok from Kiss Me Again and Dark Blue Kiss. So for those of you who haven't watched the dramas yet, so Jean is played by Up Pompat, and Kao Nopakau plays Napsib or Sib in Lovely Writer, and Sun from Kiss Me Again or Dark Blue Kiss is played by Pod Supercon. I think that's how you say it. And Flu Kawin plays Mork. And both of them are like they're mature couples. So the lovely writer setting scene, one of them is still in university, but the other one is a working writer, professional in like early 20s or mid 20s. I actually don't remember anymore. And the show is very like it's light, but it's very well executed.
Oh,
Um,
very well executed.
yeah, it was the second drama. No, it was the second drama of How after Until We Meet Again. After he
Yeah.
played Korn in Until We Meet Again, so it was a good step up in his career, and you could totally see how much his acting had improved from Until We Meet Again as well.
Yes, I agree.
It's really good. I don't know if there is a movie. I actually rented it out and I've watched it, and it's really good as well. But I don't think there will be a season two. This couple is still doing like activities on the respective YouTube channels and things like that. The couple is healthy. There was one major issue with the couple because I guess one was acting in the BL drama that the other one wrote the script for, and whose novel was based off of as well. So once the fans discovered people weren't happy, which caused them to separate, and obviously both of them had to come out to their families as well, which whose fathers in both families weren't as open to LGBTQ plus. Even the idea of Jean being a BL writer, even so, yeah. So those caused issues, but I think except for the ending where Jean went rogue and decided to just end the relationship without telling Napsy before, because the pressure was too much and everything, and he was trying to do what was best for Napsy because he was the actor one with the public image and everything. But other than that, I think they had a very like good and healthy relationship. There was a small age difference, but it wasn't too much. I think it was 5 years or something like that, which is
Yeah, it
normal.
was not like point of it being like
New.
the he's a sugar daddy or a playboy or
Exactly.
something like that. So yeah, the age difference wasn't that wasn't
No
that.
bad, yeah. And San and Mark, it was also similar. San was the owner of a cafe and older brother to Mark's best friend. And Mark was like not a trouble kid, but he used to get into fights a lot. And I guess San had a similar past. But then he matured, so he used to get into arguments with Mark all the time, like why are you being like this and things like that. Because I guess he could see his younger self in Mog, but and then used to take out his frustration in him, which obviously people don't like other people's being butting into their business. So he
Oh
did try to
yeah.
keep him on his toes. But then they grew together. I like the progress that their relationship had as well. How they started off like it was enemies, kind of like enemies to lovers kind of situation.
Mm.
And their build up was quite good, and I love the how they've approached like the issue with sex and same couple relationship that BL dramas usually try to like, oh, there's a woman, there's a man in the relationship even though they're both men. So they talked about these kind of things a bit, while on like the Jean Sib pair, it was always like actually Jean would put him on his place whenever Napsib had like call him wife or something like that, because he's like, I'm a man. So yeah, there was those open discussions and their relationship was cute in terms of like just the character development. It was also good. So yeah, I loved both couples. Do you want to add to your one?
Yes, as you've done two couples, yeah. My one for like in terms of couple, this one, I know it was another fan favorite as well, and very very popular for the fan base, especially if you were into Love by Chance.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is Say and Perth, or as the characters are known as Pete and Air.
Mm.
If I'm pronouncing it that good at the moment. But this couple, I'm not gonna say they're a healthy couple. By no means are they healthy, but their relationship was kind of, it made me feel like this is the relationship I would like if I had a boyfriend and broke up with someone, and then this would be like the next relationship up from that.
Mm.
There was a little bit of the jealousy and a little bit of misunderstanding, which, you know, to be fair, I feel like that's something that tends to happen often in Thai dramas anyway, or the Asian. Like couple, I liked their chemistry. I feel like they had a really, really strong streak, and they brought the story to life. For me, that's what I felt anyway. So that's my reason for liking them. There was a tenderness between them, and there was a raw sweetness to them as well, just when they were together. And it seems perfect, but it was perfect in that it was not perfect in that way for each other anyway. But yeah, that's my thought. Storyline was good. I'm trying to think because the storyline, yeah, it was good because at first Pete feeling, I'm gay, I'm not going to be accepted, and not Pete, it's Ed. But Pete's the one who was like, I don't know if I should tell my mum. If I tell her, she's going to disown me.
Mm-hmm.
So they do really go into that storyline of, this is something that's a real life thing, and there are people out there who are maybe gay, bisexual, maybe mixed gender, whatever it may be, and have that internal struggle of, do I tell my family? If I tell my family, will they disown me? Will this happen? Will that happen? So it felt like a very real story. It was a very real storyline with the real feelings. Perf's character, even with his family, they were. You did get the sense they're against it, but as soon as they found out, they were like, okay, no, you can't be with him, and that's when the relationship has to be broken off. I haven't read the book, but I did read up on people who had left comments relating to the book itself, and saying that it was that his family were going to pull him apart. and for Pete to go and study in America.
Yeah, Love by Chance was also one of the early dramas that I watched. So there's always going to be a special place for them, despite everything that went on back behind the stage.
Yeah, definitely.
My next one. Oh, I only have like three left on the list. So my next one is like one that also like Compop and Artie. It took like a big chunk of my BL life. I mean experience, which were are Korn and Not, played by Max Natapol and Tulpakon respectively, from Bed Romance, I think, also Together with Me and Together with Me Next Chapter. Their story, I think, again, they're like my OG as well. Like, they're part of the OG list. So two childhood friends. Knock moved out. I guess Korn must have always liked him or had an inkling, and maybe that's why he knew he was gay or something. So when they met again in university, oh, and he had boyfriends in since then. Like when he moved to the city for university and met Knock again, he had like recently broken up with his cheating of bastard of a boyfriend, as he should, who was good looking. Let's not say he wasn't, but who cares? He was a cheating bastard. And things go on. They go out drinking. They get scammed by these girls that were pretending to like them and stuff, but just got them drunk to steal their stuff. And then they ended up sleeping together. That's how it all starts. And then obviously it's the shock the day after for Nock to realize that he slept with his best friend, let's say, and then yeah, things unravel from then. And then it's down to I actually there was a period where I was annoyed with him because Nock wouldn't break up with his girlfriend, and she was like this materialistic type of girl who's a influencer and was just concerned about selling her image and things like that because she has a hot boyfriend who plays sports who's and is all fit in that. So yeah, but he wouldn't break up with her, and it was leading Korn on as well. So there was a period where I was annoyed with them, and I wasn't. And though I love them, and like both actors as well as couples in other shows they've done together as well, but through quite a few episodes, I was like, did I put them under my favorite ones or not? Because I was really like, because there was a point where I actually wanted to knock some sense into him, literally. um, because yeah, he was literally not breaking up with his girlfriend, but still leading Korn on. And then the ex boyfriend shows up, and then that's where he kind of like get some sense and starts getting jealous. And I'm like, how dare you being jealous? So yeah, it was quite annoying. And I guess it also the issue for me with this show was an issue with quite a few BL dramas, Thai especially, where they try to demonize the ex-girlfriends or the girlfriends. Like there's always a female character that is demonized for a reason, and they try to use that character. It's not for like just for the sake of the character, but to make us simp the couple even more, which is not fair.
Yeah,
They
I
try to make the couple story look stronger by making a side woman, basically that's what they are in those shows, look like the worst person ever for no reason, which
agree.
I think they pushed it a bit too far with Plan. So the Knox girlfriend, but yeah, they cut it off
I
after a
agree.
while, so it wasn't too extreme like some other BLs I've seen. Only have two couples left. Actually, I have three couples, but one is not a BL couple. He's a GL couple, but I just had to add to the list because I just love them that much. Yeah.
Have one, two, three, four.
Okay, go on. I feel like I talked a lot, so you can go on.
Okay, sure, no problem. But I agree with you about that drama and the whole pushing the girl just to make them,
Hmm.
you know, to demonize them in such a way where they become the, the villain in the whole drama. So
Exactly.
yeah, I agree with you on that one. It does seem to be pushed quite a lot in BLs, especially in BLs.
Hmm.
So yeah, my next one on the list, and this drama gives me the love hate relationship in that I love the drama and I hate it as much as I love it. It's that drama. But this is Time Type. So Miu Sopasit and Golf Kanawai.
Uh-huh.
They have a massive following, and they were the drama that kind of pushed the barrier on the age where they were going to do a lot more steamy scenes for a
Mm.
BL. And I think they were one of the very few that actually went far beyond steamy scenes, because
Yes.
especially the shower scene, which is iconic all by itself. But for this drama, yeah, I have a love hate relationship just with this drama alone. In that the way they love each other, it's sweet, it's tender, and it's gone from a love hate, ironically, with Type's character being
Mm-hmm.
anti-gay, and I can't do gay people, and I would never fall for someone gay, to having a gay roommate. And when he finds out, all hell breaks loose. And then shortly afterwards, he decides that he wants to sleep with his roommate, and it's a bit like, how many? What happened? And then it goes from that to Type having a girlfriend, trying to deny the fact that he actually does have somewhat of a feeling towards Tan. And just hearing that by itself is toxic already. And then after all of the kerfuffle, they finally get together. But the rest of the drama, it has this whole. They had several characters where they pushed them in and they made them evil in some way just for trying to break them up. And the way they talk with each other, they end up arguing. When they have a disagreement, they end up arguing. When there's an issue, they end up arguing. There's always something that stops them, and it just makes their relationship completely unhealthy. I don't really know what to say, as I've put them down as a couple I like, but then I don't like them. I feel like most people can relate to this because the whole drama was emotional and it was a complete roller coaster from being happy 1 second, bawling your eyes out the next. And it really did feel like that. You didn't know which way it was going to go, but you knew something was going to happen. The whole drama is based on angst alone, and it felt like that. So if you haven't watched this drama yet, I would say have your tissues ready and be in your feelings quite a lot, I would say, as it is a hell of a roller coaster of a drama. So I would say if you're going to watch it, I would say condense it down to 1, 2 episodes at a time because it really does take it out of you watching it, um, not just physically but mentally as well as a person. And for me anyway, that's what I felt. Maybe some of you in the audience could agree with me as well. I'm going to move on to another couple as Nils has done a lot of talking. I'm going to give her a couple of minutes of break. So my next couple, this is a couple I know you're not too fond of, but for me, I actually really like this couple. And this is Bright and Wynn's character, together, Sarawat and Tyne. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that they had this funny relationship of Tyne, just like his name actually, which is, oh, I have a girlfriend, and he wasn't gay at first, but he wasn't against him or anything. And then all of a sudden, it's, oh, I've got this guy on me, I need to get rid of him. I've gone through a situation like that myself, so I can relate. But you want to get rid of the gay guy, so you end up going to the guy who
Doesn't look gay. He was going by the
yeah,
stereotype.
good looking, and he's got something to offer, and I need you to pretend to be my boyfriend
Yeah.
for for whenever I need it. And at first you think, okay, that's great. There's not gonna be any problems with that. I mean, what's wrong with faking having a boyfriend? No one's against the idea of having a boyfriend. It's the 21st century, right? But all hell seems to break loose after that, and in the drama they do get together, and they're a sweet couple. At times there's this problem, but I feel like they when they get to it, they do eventually get down to talking and letting it all out. And I think towards the end, they definitely got better at it. I feel.
Mm. For me, it's not that I didn't like them. I just felt like it was like friends more. For me, most of the shows they just felt like friends. I didn't feel any chemistry. Maybe that's just me. And I guess I was at that time I was still basking in the until we meet again love.
Yeah.
So I didn't go into the bandwagon of everyone else with until with together the series. I mean, I only started. I was so annoyed when everyone was talking about it, and I remember only started watching it when like there were 5 or 6 episodes out still. And the only reason I started watching it was because my two favorite BL YouTube channels, Pure Sarang. She's been taking a break now for
Yeah.
personal reasons, but she came back recently just because of Bed Buddy the series.
Yeah. I know who you mean.
And because of her, she shared the episode links, um, and everything. So that's why I started because it was around the same time she was sharing. I think what was it? Why are you the series? The one with Z and Saint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why are you the series? Yeah, it was around a similar time, so that's why I decided, oh, let's watch it. And then yeah, I wasn't sold on the idea. Basically, I know they're set on GMM wise in terms of like brand image, sponsoring, things like that. That couple win, Meta Win, and what's the other name?
Right.
Bright. Sorry, and Bright. They're seen kind of like Chris and Cinto nearly because they were in a lot of GMM TV like PR packages as like the main.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree.
And I understand why they sell well and everything, but I just didn't feel their couple as much. That's all. But I still.
I respect that. I think
Yeah.
that's fair enough. But for me, I was sold on them from the part as soon as he said it's Salaleo,
Yeah.
and that was just knew it. That was it. I was sold on that bit. Just coming together through music. I think that was already quite powerful for me anyway. I felt being able to relate to each other that way.
That's good.
It
Yeah, and to be honest, that's one thing I liked about that show is the song, the soundtrack. I loved it, all of it,
Oh
so
yeah,
much that because I loved what was the band? Was it Getsunova or was it what? It was Getsunova, wasn't it?
it is getting over. Yes.
Yeah, I literally where did I see? Oh, because their songs was also used for Theory of Love.
Yeah.
So I liked them since then. So after Together the series, I literally downloaded the entire discography and I listened to their songs. I was listening to it earlier today. That's how
Mm,
much I love Get to Nova. And I just realized that I like quite a few like rock bands from Thailand and Taiwan as well. So I was quite
yeah, I mean
yeah.
Thailand is quite big on their rock music anyway,
Mm,
compared to maybe like compared to South Korea or wherever.
yeah.
They like to go for vocals.
Okay. How many couples have you got left on the likes?
I have two left.
Okay.
But I feel like one of the current couple is going to be the same as yours.
Okay.
I want to leave this couple for last.
I know which one you're talking about. I know.
There is no beating them right now. They're like literally on top. So I feel like we can both discuss that towards the end. Second to last couple.
Okay, for me, I have one that I wasn't sure whether I should put it onto the list. The only reason it's on the list is because I've read the novel as well.
Yeah,
If it was just for the drama, I wouldn't have added them to my favorite on the list. But because of the novel, I came to like them quite a lot. And I know
yeah.
it's biased, but I don't care. The couple is Guy and Solo. So Sol and Guy from Oxygen the series. It is played. Solo is Nat Supernode, and Guy is played by Pet Chanapum, I think that's how you say it. And the drama, I sometimes have shame to say that I've watched it like 3 times already. It's nothing special.
I know there are some dramas I've guiltily watched it more than once.
Yeah, literally, it's nothing special. It's kind of like for me, it brought me back to my Two Moons days because Two Moons, I think I said it in our intro show, was the first BL drama, like Thai BL drama I watched. And even though like it was basic, the plot wasn't all there, the acting was definitely not all there. But Oxygen was kind of like an upgrade of it, but the feeling was similar. Acting was better, much better than Two Moons, like by a mile. But again, plot is very light, made no sense in some parts because some things would a case of if you talk to each other 2 episodes could have been cut in most cases, but it was just like okay, it's good. And every time when I'm working and I don't have anything to watch because I like to watch things while I'm working to distract me from the noise around me, I'll just play it on the background and I just have it there and it doesn't disrupt me at all. So it's one of those. So that's why I'm like, let me just add it anyways. And then but the novel, if you guys haven't read the novel, I recommend. I think there is an official, yeah, there is an official English translation, but I just read it with Google Translate, so you can try to do that also because I couldn't find when I read it, I couldn't find any official, and I felt guilty to go for unofficial translations. So yeah, I just read it with Google Translate. And then there's two from the same show. One is not the lead character from the show, which is Popan and Leon. Popan is played by James Pongsa Park, and Leon is played by Smart Chisano Pong from Don't Say No the series. And even though they're not the main couple, I just love them that much.
I agree. They were a really cute
They
couple.
were really cute couple, and I knew. You remember when I think I told you that because when the special episode came out, and I was so annoyed that the ending
Yeah.
for there was so bad. Like they better give me a season 2, and now they've announced it.
Yes, they have. Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. I
Yeah.
just like them because they're what the other one needs, basically. Leon used to be playboy who just loved his fame and knew his handsome features and obviously social status. I mean, his father is a ambassador and his mom owns businesses and things like that, something like that. So they have money, like really big money. While Popan or People, as everyone called him in the show, he's an orphan, was adopted by just this kind old man who passed away by the time the drama was on, and they met in university. And obviously, when Leon used to be have all the girls and boys at his feet, basically, and then when he saw Popan, because Popan didn't pay attention to him. And I guess that was refreshing. And Popan knew of Leon's fame as a playboy and everything. So he clearly didn't pay attention. He was like, I'm not going to mess up with you because I know your history. He wants to finish university, get on with his plan for the future. Then I guess Leon changed his ways a bit and matured as well because he was quite childish when in the beginning. One of the reasons why I added them to the list because their character development was quite big. While the main couple, we already knew them from Tan Type 2,
Yeah. Hmm.
and it was expected. What they gave us was expected. But Popan and Leon, like James and Smart, they did a really good job with these two characters. So I just liked how both of them grew by getting to know each other.
I
Popan
think
was
that really
very,
depicts how love really is.
yeah.
You've gone from being one person, but as soon as you meet someone, you have feelings for tend to change, not for the worse, for the better. So I agree with you on that storyline. It made them grow, be better than what they were. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like thanks to Leon, he kind of grew, opened himself up to others and new experiences as well. And Leon just matured a lot and learned to view things from other people's perspective and not just be self-centered the way he was in the beginning. So
Mm.
I really love them. And I guess my last one is the GL couple I mentioned earlier, also from the same show. What Natsu and Anda, played by Bim Puntida and Rin Sinria. And Rin is my age. I was so happy when I found out she was my age. And we didn't get like, hey, how they got together story. I was really hoping they would give us like a BL focusing on them. I'm hoping we can still hope for the future.
Oh, we can still hope.
Yeah. So we didn't get like how they got together or anything, but they were already dating when I think they were already dating when the show. Because actually it got lost because from the first 5 episodes or so, there were hints, but if you're not paying attention closely, you could just say they're friends.
Yeah.
But then there was one episode where one of the twins, she's Fiat's friend, mentions it feels good to be in a couple while I'm here alone because both of his friends were in a relationship.
Yeah.
So that's the official announcement. And actually, don't say no. The series was the first like official acting work for both of them. So I think they did well. I just wish they had a bit more of spotlight in the whole development of the series. But
Mm.
that's all. And now I guess for the last one, do you have one to talk about?
Second to last one.
Mm,
Like I said, we're gonna save one for last, as I'm sure
yeah,
there was the same feeling about this couple as well.
yeah.
Yeah, let me do my second to last. So my second to last one is from, I've forgotten the drama name, but it's Ram and King from
Oh, my engineer.
My Engineer. That's right. Yes, that's the one. So Tale and Nakun. I'm
Mm,
not going to pronounce Tale's name because I'm probably going to butcher it so badly, despite being a Thai person. So I'm going to avoid that. But I'm pretty sure everyone knows who I mean when I say Rami. This couple, I love them. They were just, I want to be friends with you, but no, the other one does want to be friends. I just want to be on my own. I'm not open to anybody. I only trust people that I know, that kind of, and then it's not a love-hate relationship in that way. It's more of, you're disturbing my peace. I'm antisocial, sort of stay away from me.
yeah,
That's why you kind of love Ram for like his character. And just that he brings out a character in King, and you're just like, yes, bring him out. Bring out. I have an introverted side, but bring out the side of me that he wants to socialize, who wants to talk to people, who wants to, experience new things. And I think that's what they do. Even though the couple don't get together properly, and well, even towards the end, it's not a proper relationship yet, as it's still developing. But the way that their storyline kind of goes, it's very sweet, and it has a gradual feeling of, okay, I'm learning to trust you, and I'm learning to learn about you. Learning to put you in my life as someone who's important, as someone who's helped me become someone better than what I have been. So I feel like these two complement each other really well in that way. Just hearing Inning,
yeah.
like just hearing that by itself, you're just like, okay, he is quite cool, silent, cool guy who's just quiet and just like look like I'm a handsome dude and not, I don't have to be saying any words, just the guy that's there.
Yeah, and that's a season 2, isn't it? So
So yeah, this couple are like, everything was, I'm not gonna say a fast build up. It's more of a slow build up, and I kind of liked that it wasn't so fast compared to the main characters. It's not a forced on idea, so that's what I liked.
okay, I think I have the same judgments about them than you. I'm just waiting to see how they develop their relationship in season 2, and I'm
Ah,
really hoping they don't ruin it for me because I would be very disappointed. Yeah,
actually,
because again, My Engineer was another show that came out when the world went on the first lockdown,
yeah.
but because everyone was so focused on still together, there were quite a lot of shows that didn't get as much notice from smaller production teams that they
Mm.
would have in another circumstances. And I think My Engineer the series is one of those. There was another one that was also quite good, I thought, but obviously because everyone was so focused on GMM TV shows that it didn't get as much coverage it would have gotten if things were like normal. Okay, shall we say the name of the couple or of our last one? Okay, let's go. One, two, three.
Pat.
Pran and Pat. Oh my god.
Said one and not said the other.
Yeah. Actually, do you say Pran and Pat or Pat Pran?
I put it down as Pat and Pan.
Oh, I have Pan and Pat.
Regardless of how that is, we
Yeah.
have same thought on this couple.
Yeah.
And I think for everybody else who is watching this series as well, Bad Buddies, will have the same thought as us. And this couple can do every bit of justice in every sense of a relationship, of a drama, of everything,
I'm
honestly.
going as far as to say that they came to save the world of Thai BLs
Yeah,
because yeah, they debunked everything that Thai BL has been like the bad sides of Thai BL. They've kind of came and cleared it all up. The couple, they started off like these regular enemies to lovers, or actually in this case, enemies to friends first,
yeah,
but it became so much more. The characters, their story, everything. As a couple, and actually even without the title of friends, they came to rely on each other. The communications were so good. Their personalities complement each other well. They're just like what Leo and James are. They kind of what the other one needs. And in despite Pat's unruliness and arrogance in some cases, because he started off being a bit of a brat in the beginning, but all of that is put in check by Pan very well, and Pat helps Pan like overcome that. I don't want to say because he's like, I mean, like me, he likes to keep things in place, very orderly, organized, and he doesn't. Issue is he doesn't get away from his plan, or if has his schedule for today, he doesn't change it for no reason, unless obviously maybe an emergency. I don't know, but Pat brings that bit of more like adventure into his life, makes him become more of a risk taker, makes him experience new things. I mean, when they take on that spoiler alert now, when their friends ruin the bus stop and they have to come with ways to fix it.
yeah.
Pat's the one that comes out with like the out of box idea and brings the solution. So forces him to, I guess, yeah, try new things and think outside of the box and not just in that square he was forced into by his family, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So,
I agree. But even thinking about that, if you think about the overall storyline, the cast, the music, the
mm,
production, everything about it is like you can't even give it an A star. It's because it's in a class of its own.
exactly. Yeah. And from recent episodes also, they've brought about discussions about the gender issues in LGBTQ plus couple in the same way like real couple would. They bring about talking like the thing that Thai BLs especially love to do, putting a gender into a gender specific role into each member of the couple, like that husband
Mm,
wife thingy, and they come to that conclusion that you don't need to. I remember that there's this scene where I think it was Pat kept calling him wife, and then Pan was like, "Do you feel superior for calling me that?" So
mm.
I love that they have these discussions, and
Like yeah, we I think we can both say that this drama can't do no wrong because
mm,
it's addressing every issue, and it's not just influences from friends or anything, even though
mm,
those are part of the influences as well. But they seem to be like real life issues, like
mm,
and internal conflicts with not between them, as they don't seem to have that many. It's more related to the people around them,
mm-hmm.
the outside environment of their school as well as like their family. So I feel like in that way those are all addressed and it's not ignored. It's not shoved under the carpet. It's not being sugar coated in any way. It's addressing real matters. And I feel that's a big step to take in the BL world. And I feel like they've made such an impression that
Mm.
there is no BL that could probably beat this. At least for the moment there isn't one.
Exactly. And what I love about this couple is the way they're approaching like the LGBTQ plus issues, like the same issues that any person would experience in real life,
Yeah,
from
exactly.
family, society, everything. And even just them accepting, coming to acceptance with who they are, or not just them, and even with the other characters, like the same way when Pat's sister says that she likes his friend, his response and everything, it was just right. Everything was just right, especially with
Yeah,
how Thailand, how things are going on with LGBTQ plus laws not being approved in Thailand and everything. I feel like it's a good come out of that situation.
it is,
I
yeah.
really hope this, I mean, this and other factors gives people the strength to fight against the government and try to pass those laws that should have been passed like ages ago. So I just I just hope it has an impact. I feel like he could have an impact. I just hope he has an impact.
By itself, because of the international audience that it has, and it has a really large. I feel like it won't have an effect as such in the way they want to, but it will make some people listen. I feel
Mm,
maybe not the impact that they want yet, as they still have other issues going on in Thailand
mm,
with what's going on with the LGBT plus community. So I feel like it will happen, just maybe not yet.
mm.
They're getting some ground there, but it's not fully, the foundation isn't fully finished yet. It still needs a lot of work.
Yeah,
That's
that's true. That's true. Okay. All right. I feel like we've been talking for over an hour now, and yeah.
for a second episode.
So we're going to pause this and I guess move on to our shorter segment that we like to call BLs in your area. So in this part of the show, we'll just talk about what's in our pipeline for BLs, like shows that we want to watch or that we're currently watching, and just any events that we're looking forward to. And actually, I have an announcement. You know how, I don't know if you know, but I don't know if everyone knows. Everyone should know. If you're following Cool Heart's channel, so Earth from Until We Meet Again, if you guys are following Earth on socials, you would have seen recently that he's launched a collection, a clothing collection, few jumpers, t-shirts, tote bag with a brand called Cielo Heart. The collection is like a passion collection. It's all very cute, and I ordered it. Literally, it was an experience. It was a experience. Because you have to order online, line app on the line app because the line shop doesn't support international shipping. So you have to order with the admin and then give him the details, him or her, the details. They show you tell them what you want to pick, and then they enter the things in the system and then send you the confirmation. So the shipping will start, I think, is in March, and I've ordered something for you as well, Emma. So yeah,
So
you'll see. It's very cute. I'm actually excited about
I
this.
can't wait to wear it actually. Just put it. Should we put it down as a disclaimer? We should actually wear it together when we do our podcast together.
Yes,
As we're doing it separately at the moment, so
yeah,
we should wear it together.
yes,
Just
definitely.
so the whole audience can see.
Yes,
And
and we can unbox it together as well. We can do like a video
yeah,
unboxing. Yeah. Okay, so just on what's coming in my area for BLs. So I've in this month that we've been MIA, I started and finished watching Keta Hatsukoi, which is a Japanese BL drama, English title My Love Mix Up. It's like kind of like Cherry Magic upgrade. It's so beautiful. You guys need to watch it if you haven't. I've started and finished watching Love Benefits at Thai BL. It was okay, I guess. It's kind of like very standard. It was from a smaller production company, but it was okay. Also watched Baker Boys with, I think it was Singto's last work before he left. I mean, he had already left GMMTV agency, but he was his last work airing since he's left. I started watching Not Me, the series, and Paint with Love, which are still airing. Oh, and I also watched Utsukushi Kare, which it was annoying. It literally annoying, but I'm going to leave this annoyment for a future podcast because otherwise I'll ramble on a lot. I'm looking forward to Semantic Error, and we finally have a poster. Oh my god. Pak Soham posted it on his Instagram on Monday. I was so excited. Oh my god, it looks so good already. I'm still reading the manhwa, the novel version. It's still going on, both Korean and English, so still not over. So I'm very excited to see how the drama is going to play because actually the manhwa is rated 19 plus. It's very caliente, so I'm pretty sure they can't air that on TV, on Korean TV.
definitely not.
Exactly. And I'm also excited, looking forward for like You're My Star or My Star, Your Star, and Love Area 2, which I think Love Area 2 started this week. And Cutie Pie, the series, the one with Z and someone else. I keep forgetting his name. I'm really sorry. And there's a few GMTV dramas that I'm looking forward to as well. What about you?
For me, oh gosh, I've watched so many BLs while I've been off sick, which was unfortunate. But I actually spent a lot of my time watching a load of BLs. Like I've managed to like put them all in my head. So at the moment, much like you, Nilza, I'm watching Paint with Love and Not Me, with both great dramas at the moment, and they're
Mm-hmm.
starting to finish those out as well, or at
Mm-hmm.
least get to finale. What they watched, I've also watched Vanishing My First Love, and I also watched My Beautiful Man. Again, frustrating storyline.
Let's do an episode.
We'll put it for another episode, but it
Yeah.
really I'm not going to put out these spoilers, but the ending was not fulfilling for me. It didn't do anything for me. It wasn't enough.
Yes, I agree.
I had high hopes and I was really disappointed,
Mm.
honestly.
Which is not usual for a Japanese, because Japanese BL usually don't disappoint me that way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Normally they can sell it and it goes, but that one just it didn't do it. And I
Mm.
had a lot of high hope, especially when seeing the trailer. I thought, oh, this looks good, and I was thinking, oh, can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Came out, it was the complete opposite of what I was expecting.
Mm. And the cast did a good job. So it's the storyline that annoyed me, and the way, like the editing, the way the scenes followed up. I think it just, oh yeah.
Some of the scenes were definitely quite choppy, and
Mm.
it didn't quite flow the way it should have been.
Mm.
So yeah, in that respect, I agree with you. I think there are a few other BLs that I've watched as well. Couldn't tell you them all because I kind of just watched them off a person's playlist and watched them. So that's what I've been doing. But three main ones that I'm watching, which is Bad Buddies, Hit with Love, and Not Me. All three highly recommended to watch, especially Not Me, as it seems to focus a lot on the Thai government, which is probably pretty prominent in what's going on
Yeah.
right now as well. So it seems like a real reflection of Thai society as a whole and the way it is at the moment, which is the system is very flawed and a complete mess. But it definitely gives you an eye opener. Aside from the BL storyline, there's
Mm.
a real story in there, and it really feels like they've got to an issue that it's very sensitive, but they're trying not to tread on too many toes
Yeah.
or anybody. So I feel like they've done it in a good way. I feel.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, I think for this comeback episode, we redeemed ourselves. It's longer.
Yes, I feel like we have.
So thank you so much for tuning in with us. Do look forward to our part two, where we go through our least favorite and I guess our most hated couples.
Yeah.
Thai BL version still, because again there were too many to cut down. You can listen to the podcast, as I said in the beginning, on whichever platform you use to listen to your podcast from. So on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We'll upload the entire episode onto YouTube as well. Follow us on social media: TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. UnniesBLTalk. That's UNniesBL Talk. And looking forward to see you on the next episode.